Hello, hi, welcome back to NPTEL MOOC's course on enhancing soft skills and personality. I am Ravichandran from the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, IIT Kanpur. I have been giving this course to you for the past 8 weeks. This is the last week, last unit and the last lesson, that is lesson number 40. And very appropriately, I want to conclude this entire course with care for environment. Now, before we actually try to understand why should we really care for the environment and what we can do about it, let's take a quick look at what I did in the previous lesson. Highlights of the last lesson. In the last one, you learned how to improve your memory and train it for remembering names and faces. Although remembering names and faces is a likable trait, people suffer from poor memory owing to lack of sleep and inadequate diet. So, to remember names, you should pay attention to a name when you first hear it. Seek clarifications regarding the spelling, the pronunciation and meaning of the name. Use it thrice. So, when you use it 3 times in the same day during a party at 3 different meeting points, you will not forget the name at all. And the best way to remember names and faces is to associate the name to the face, which can be done in 2 ways. One, by making the name mean something. This becomes easy in situations where the names themselves mean something. And the second one, by tying the name to the face. Okay. Now, examples like a name like Chandini can be associated with moon immediately, while for a name like Stapleton, it's very difficult to get an appropriate image. So, what you can do is you can separate. So, then you identify staple and ton, and then you have to imagine so many staples that weigh a ton. And to tie the name to the face, you should associate an image or a distinctive feature of the person with the name. So, let us say Surya of sun god. So, the color of sun is gold. So, if you remember Surya wearing a gold tinted spectacles, so you will be able to remember the name as and when you remember gold tinted spectacles. And for remembering things in day to day life, you should make use of memory aids as notice boards, lists, applications which can be used in mobiles and all that, so that you note down as and when it comes to your mind and then strike the items completed as and when you complete it, and always try to keep this list wherever you are, either in your pocket or in your mobile or in your handbag or in your suitcase, so that you can refer to them frequently and do not miss a single item. Thinking that your memory is superior and then you will never forget things is a very human mistake, and normally we think like that, but then even very great people known for their wonderful memory forget very small things. So, it is important to note down these things so that you do not forget. And apart from that, I said that you need to train your memory, and you can do that by playing games or practice activities that will utilize your memory, such as solving puzzles, playing chess and learning a new language. Keep the mind active. By organizing your mind and memory, you will gain control of your life and become more efficient. Now, hoping that you will use these ones and make your life and career more efficient, the concluding thought of this course is to make our environment safe and sustainable. So, in order to do that, first we need to know what is it that our living environment needs to be done from our side as human beings. What is environment? While environment refers to our surrounding conditions, so it could be natural or man-made. Generally, it refers to surrounding conditions. It refers to the area, the place in which we live. It includes the natural life on earth and the global ecosystem. So, environment is not something that is only related to the individual, but it includes all the natural life on earth as well as the global ecosystem. However, human beings, owing to their egoistic tendencies, seek possession of everything surrounding them. So, whatever is before them, if they can occupy, they occupy that. Take for instance a truck driver who assumes that while driving, he wants the front area of his truck. It's believed that up to 10 to 20 feet he thinks that he is owning, okay, in his mind, in his psychological thinking. So, that is the reason why he gets annoyed when anybody crosses that space. And he even feels that he has a kind of right to hit the person who crosses without taking his permission or darting across so quickly. So, that kind of aggressive thing comes in the mind, that is because of the human being's egoistic tendency. Just like the truck driver, normal human beings also believe and behave in such a manner as if whatever space around them is for them to utilize and it's meant for them to enjoy, and they have the right to destroy, and they can utilize whatever is there, the human food items as well as the animals and birds which are also there. So, man thinks that he can use everything and all are at his disposal. Now, what human beings have done in general in this way, they have disturbed and destroyed global ecosystem by expanding their living spaces through urbanization and modernization. So, the simple thing like many dams and roads are constructed at the cost of clearing forests and destroying the habitat of many birds and animals. Let us for a while look at the artificial versus natural debate. As we destroy nature for our materialistic gains, we move away from nature and start living an artificial life. In an artificial life, everything is fake, but still we pretend that things are real and we try to live a false life. We need to realize that the essential things for our survival come from nature and they are free. So, we depend so much on artificial things, but if you look at the essential things in life, they are actually free and we get everything from nature. Our living space is actually given to us by nature. Initially it was free, but now we are buying, using money for buying and then using power to possess it. But generally it's something that is being given to us by nature. The air we breathe, by which we survive, the water we drink and the energy we get from sun and the food we eat, so they are all freely given to us by nature. But then today we are making them as commodities and then we are selling water, we are selling air also, okay. But they are very essential for our happy, healthy and harmonious living if only we do not make them commercialized highly, and then if you are able to use them in their free and natural forms. And when we live an artificial life, everything has to be done in great hurry and everybody lives under enormous pressure to achieve more in less time and for getting maximum benefit by doing minimum work. Now, in order to avoid this hurry, you need to live a life that is very close to nature. But however, we are moving far away from nature and we are inventing things thinking that they will save our time. Look at internet, mobile, email, SMS, chat, etc. We thought that by inventing these things, we will be able to save so much time. But in the name of saving time, these devices, they hijack our time and always keep us running short of time. But if you look at nature, nature does not hurry to do anything, but everything happens in nature in time. By living in harmony with the surrounding, man can gain everything. However, man's arrogance and sense of entitlement, which is called as anthropocentric or man-centered nature, has been harming the environment. Earth if you look at it, is the only place where humans can survive. But as if to set fire on one's own house, man's indiscriminate use of natural resources is leading to depletion of significant ones such as fossil fuels, drinking water and oxygen. Now, when we are depleting these resources and making increased use particularly of fossil fuels, what is happening is that we are also emitting carbon dioxide or CO2 and cause this so called greenhouse effect that traps heat on earth and causes increase in the temperature. This again leads to global warming, and global warming can cause floods and tsunamis by making glaciers melt. There could be drought in one part of the earth and flood on the other. Sea level increase is another consequence, and that can submerge cities near coastal areas. Islands can go without any trace, and once sea level will rise and slowly it will immerse all the land nearby. So, the land will become very scarce, and people in the name of country, they will soon forget that which country they belong to, because this boundaries between one country and another country will be blurred by water literally and figuratively. And boundaries between countries will blur owing to particularly climate change disasters. Many human beings will become climate refugees because they lost their home, their nationality, their country because of climate change disaster. And they will move to dry areas for food, and they will fight for food and other scarce resources. There are so many climate change films, and some of the films like Day After Tomorrow, Waterworld, Mad Max Fury Road, which is the recent one, they all picturize dystopian worlds. So, dystopian is a very negative world, very gloomy and depressive world, where the excess as well as the lack of water become crucial in controlling and governing the lives of people who have become nomads. Nomads are like gypsies, no one place, no one fixed house to live in. So, they have to move, okay, and depending on the nature that is chasing them in the form of one calamity after another, so they have to find a place. So, today they are in one place, flood comes and occupies that place, they have to move to the nearby place where they can live, and while moving they will lose some of their near and dear ones. So, life is likely to go by this kind of nomadic tendency and a compelled kind of nomadic life, which these movies try to depict. There are other movies like a slightly old one like Soylent Green and a recent one like Snowpiercer, where they try to deal with the food crisis which are brought actually by climate change. And how do they try to deal with the food crisis? And they show in Soylent Green, people are so fond of eating one Soylent Green, but they realize that it is actually made out of recycling dead human bodies. Whereas in Snowpiercer, again they are given some kind of protein bars which are actually made of cockroaches and other insects. There is another climate fiction by name Polar City Red. Now, in this novel, it shows people living a nomad-like existence. They hunt for their food, like they go back to the old times and they start hunting for the food, and they share resources including the female womb. Women who are less in number in the novel are given security only if they are willing to participate in the procreation lottery, in which one woman has to live with 6 men periodically. Now, these issues are raised. Will you be happy with this? Will you be happy to eat this kind of food made out of human bodies or cockroaches? Will you be able to let your wife share this kind of biological space with other men? So, these are issues these novels are rising unless we are going to do something about climate change now. It also raises points related to climate change disasters and says that it will affect the women, the children and the marginal the most. And the interesting point that it makes is that the politicians and the rich will find means to survive even by making tunnels under the earth. So they planned long before and they are making tunnels and they learn how to move with the latest equipment and they live under the earth and they try to control people who are living above. Now when you read these novels, watch these movies, although these novels and movies appear to be scary, they are called as cli-fi and cli-flicks, okay, climate fiction and climate films. They try to give us a jolt, they just want us to shake us from our deep sleep. They just give us a jolt to our indifferent and complacent approach towards caring for our environment. Now, when these things are trying to give us the jolt, won't we wake up and should we not start caring for our environment? And if you let this global calamity happen, you should realize that human beings may be wiped out without a trace. Any global disaster that is induced because of climate change can wipe out human beings without any trace. No species of human beings will survive. What will survive is only some creepers, insects such as cockroaches, so they will be able to survive. And if you look at the lifespan of human beings in general, human beings arrived late to the planet Earth and will leave it very soon. However, in order to prolong the life of human beings as species on this earth, we need to help the environment by being mindful, respectful and careful and making gentle use of it. We should learn how to keep these resources sustainable, how we can use renewable resources and instead of exploiting and depleting the scarce resources that we have. Now, how is this related to soft skills and your personality? In the time to come, a person's ability to care for the environment will become a crucial soft skill and an integral part of a well-developed personality. So, many people, particularly somebody like Al Gore, who was given the Nobel Prize because he advocated the cause for climate change, he brought it to the foreground and then he is even now trying to create this kind of awareness, and you should realize that that becomes an integral part of a personality, okay, and then people will try to see what is your position. So are you an activist or are you an inactivist or are you skeptical or are you skeptical with some kind of hidden agenda? So all these things are going to typify your personality. And this is a soft skill that when you are able to negotiate with individual to individual level and when you are able to negotiate with the society as an individual, you should also learn to negotiate in a very harmonious manner with the environment. So that will show you as a fully developed personality. So that is why I am going to give you some simple tips, simple steps for caring for our environment and try to start caring for the environment by using these tips as quick as possible. So there is no day is better day than this day and this moment. Now in general, on the top for caring for the environment, the tip I would like to give is that avoid any wastage. Do not waste anything, because to create one resource, it takes so much of time. Since the resources are scarce, whether it is food or water, do not waste. You may be very rich, so you have lot of materials at your disposal, but you cannot just throw them out and then waste them just because you have money at your disposal to buy them. The reason why you cannot waste them is that you have no right to misuse or waste resource created by somebody else on your behalf. So that is why do not waste anything And the second important thing is recycle waste as much as possible. Okay, try to recycle, try to reuse, do not waste. And the most important thing is conserving water, drinking water as well as normal water. So you should use it to the minimum required quantity. While brushing teeth, so running the tap while brushing teeth consumes 2 to 3 liters just like that. But actually you need only 100 ml or 50 ml to wash the brush and little bit for just washing your mouth. So washing fruits, etc., just running the tap on and then washing vegetables. Now you need to turn off the tap the moment cleaning is done. In a similar manner, you need to conserve electricity because we need so much of energy to produce electricity. So do not waste that. Turn off the light, the fan, the AC, the TV, the laptop, or anything that makes use of electricity when it is not in use. And generally try to avoid AC and as much as possible try to avoid using air conditioners. But when in use, close the door so that you will not let the cool air escape. And the other important thing that climate change activists try to advocate is that they say that you should avoid travel by flight, because they say that you can prevent enormous fossil fuel consumption, and the suggested recommended travel mode is train. They say that it uses less and if possible, but more than that you should use carpool, okay, which means that you take lift or you share space with someone or you let someone use the space in your car. So share the space in cars, do not use it only for an individual. And if possible use public transport, that again consumes less fossil fuel. So by that you can save lot of CO2 consumption. Use bicycle or simply walk. Okay, so if it is possible, if you can even avoid going by public transport and using cycle, by that way you will become eco-friendly and healthy. And if you are inside corporate offices, tall buildings, do not use lifts, walk up the stairs. Again you will be healthy and you will be eco-friendly also. And the most important of all, avoid use of plastic. So plastic is a non-biodegradable material, and since it does not decompose, leaving it on soil can harm growing plants or any biological organism. Throwing them in rivers can block their flow and eventually make them stagnant. So we have heard that so many pools and lakes and rivers getting stagnant, and they are not able to move, they feel choked and then they die. So rivers die just because of plastics. So it's very important that you should stop using them, and there are already cities, they have stopped using or they are preventing the use of them by increasing the price of plastic bags and all that. So avoid pesticides by cultivating your own kitchen garden, whatever is possible if you can cultivate. Even if you are not living on a ground floor, you can have your own terrace garden, okay, and grow your own food that tastes much better, and it's organic and it's without pesticides, so it is healthy and you will live longer. The next important thing is you need to sensitize your children. Take your children to natural surroundings and make them experience the joy of being in green, clean and pure environment than just getting bogged down in video games on their computers or mobiles. So take them outdoor, make them experience, and that experiential learning will actually change them. And many children, after getting exposed to pure natural environment, have gone into volunteering services such as cleaning the parks, okay, and keeping the environment clean in general. So they actively participate in that, but the motivation has come from just making them experientially feel this significance of pure environment. And when you are buying something, and if it comes in some jars or containers, reuse jars and containers instead of throwing them in dustbins, okay. And use solar power. instead of going for electricity as far as possible, and if there is solar powered chargers, solar powered lanterns, you can use them. Use your bags for shopping instead of going and then getting plastic bags in the malls and paying for them. So take your bags with you. So avoid spending money on unnecessary plastic bags, but at the same time make it a principle to carry your own bags for shopping. And in terms of printing, so minimize printing and paper use. So try to use as far as possible soft copies. So if you are in a meeting, so use your laptop and a projector, and then you can show everything on a screen instead of giving 40 printouts of 50-page materials, which can be just shown on the screen with good projection and everybody can see and then comment on that. So wherever you can avoid making use of paper and printing, because you get paper from trees, and then if you can save so this paper usage, so that's also making the environment very healthy. And in terms of using bulbs, use energy efficient bulbs. So wherever you can use this LED, so you can use, and generally you, when you see that instead of using high watt bulb, if you can use a low watt one in that small space, so try to do that. And avoid buying use and throw products. So that is sometimes nowadays so many things have become use and throw. You can use it only once, and if it goes on repair, you have to throw it. Now don't buy such products. Try to buy something which are repairable, and try to fix things before buying new ones, and many things are actually repairable. And the next important thing is plant trees whenever and wherever it is possible. Okay, and how many it is possible, try to do that. Take care of them, pour water regularly, and then it gives a very good and satisfied feeling. And the next one for environment is keep water for birds, because birds look for water particularly in summer, and then when they are not able to quench their thirst, some birds even die, okay, because of the scorching sun and heat. And you should also keep food for birds regularly. Now towards the conclusion, I would like to tell you that being considerate to the environment is the best way to teach your children to save the planet from deterioration. So when you set examples, the children will look up to you, and then they will internalize, and then they will start caring for the environment and start living in a very safe and secured future, and make this planet very sustainable. Overall, what is expected is that you should change your anthropocentric mindset. Anthropocentric mindset is human centered mindset, that I am first. The birds and animals and all trees, the flora and fauna, they are here for me. So I can do anything. They are at my mercy. They are at my beck and call. I can do anything. Instead of that, take this ecocentric or biocentric mindset. What is ecocentric or biocentric mindset? It suggests that you are part and parcel of nature, and you have right, nobody denies that, but in the same way an amoeba, an ant, a small creature has equal right. Just because you are a man so big in size doesn't mean that something that is so small, tiny and negligible in size does not have any right. And in fact, you have no right to kill or harm any other living organism on this planet. You have no right. And it's a right that you are aggressively, violently taking it for yourself, but it is actually causing environmental injustice. So be fair to the environment. Try to have this biocentric mindset, where you start respecting other non-human creatures, that is birds, trees, animals, and then you give them equal importance. You treat them as your peer, and there are some people who even keep them one step ahead. They even feel that, okay, I am very humble before you, so you are even better than me. So I should treat you with utmost respect. So when you change to this mindset, so automatically you will be able to care for the environment. Let's look at two interesting quotes from two eminent people in terms of environment and living harmoniously with nature. One is from Mahatma Gandhi. He says, "Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed." Okay. So, if you can make limited use of the resources which Earth provides us to satisfy our need, all of us will have in plenty. But if somebody is greedy and wants to exploit nature, use the environment as much as possible, then all of us will not have enough. So that is what he is suggesting. And the next one from Gary Snyder is also very interesting and is with a very powerful message. He says, nature is not a place to visit, it is home. So it's not something that you go out and see during a picnic, but it's our surrounding, it's our home. So we have to take good care. So you sometimes go to a picnic and then let's say you are in a park and then you throw the drink that you had, the can that carried the drink, and then you throw all trash. But he says that you cannot do that because this is your home. Okay, and you are surrounded by that and you are living amidst that surrounding, that environment. So keep that in mind. So with this, I hope I will try to be somewhat instrumental in changing your anthropocentric thinking to ecocentric or biocentric, and start doing your bit, whatever you can do. So that also will change your personality. So remember, to be humorous and light-hearted, one of the tips given was that you should try to interact with these pet animals and then natural creatures as much as possible, because you will see that they are joyful in nature. So you cannot make them feel depressed, and that joy and radiance will come to you and will make you feel light-hearted. There are people who go to plants, they watch them every day, because there are people who talk to plants because they feel that they are like their children, and then they breathe and they like human beings going and talking to them. Okay. And then they feel fresh, they invite people, they welcome them when you go. And then when you don't go, so they look somewhat sagged in energy, and then they feel that they are missing you. And people say that, and people even experience this kind of thing even with nature. So being with that is a kind of symbiotic relationship. On the one hand, you are trying to make them live happily, and then they will also keep you in a very happy and healthy condition. So with this thought, let me conclude this with another interesting suggestion to you to watch these videos. So I have given some names of movies which, if you are interested, you can watch in the lecture itself, and one climate fiction that I mentioned, that is Polar City Red. But apart from that, if you want to know more about climate change, what is it and what you can do about it, so watch these 3 videos. The first one is little bit longer, it tells about all issues related to that. The next 2 are very short. If you cannot watch the first one, try to watch the next 2, Climate Change Explained and what you can do about climate change. It's hardly about 5 minutes, you can take a quick look. Of course, I have given the essence of these ones, but when you watch them on videos, it's more impactful and more attractive, and you will keep remembering them easily. So it's worth watching, so that's why I said that it's must watch videos. And now, as we have concluded the course, so we will be looking forward towards your feedback. We welcome your feedback on the course, anything about the course contents, the way it was delivered to you, the course contents, any suggestions for further improvement, the course instructor, that is me, and how I delivered the lectures, were they effective, and anything you want to say about this, you can share it. And then if you have some suggestion for a new course and that you look forward to, so then also you can write to me. You can write to the email ID I have given, trc@itk.ac.in. Now, based on the feedback from some of the course participants who liked the previous course as well as some of the lectures given in this one on English skills. So, the suggestion given was that why don't I give a full-fledged course on English skills. So, I invite you to my next course. So, it may start in July or in January depending on our preparedness, but then you are all the time invited, all those who have been doing this course, and some of you, the majority of you are continuing from my previous course. So, all the participants, you are invited to the next course that will be on essential English for life and career. So, with this I thank you, and I leave this with the note of overwhelming thought that you have been with me now for the 40 lectures, about 8 weeks, but it's like a very long journey, but it just went like as if I just started recording the first lecture yesterday and then it's just completing now. I don't know how time went. Time is really relative, but then I hope that these materials have been really beneficial to you and then had some impact on you, and you are able to use them in your life journey and make your life a very happy, healthy and a harmonious one. Wish you success in whatever endeavor that you take in your life. Wish you happiness and peace also. Thank you so much. Thanks again.